When I was young, I met my friend named Chris. Now, Chris and I have been friends for years, but this is how our friendship began. Chris's dad was visiting our church to see if he wanted to take over being the pastor, and Chris, not knowing anybody, saw me coming down the hall. Now, I could have passed him by or gone about my regular business or done whatever, but instead I chose to walk over and talk and welcome him into our church. And I noticed under his arm there was a book he was reading that I had been reading as well, and so we got to talking about it, and we've been friends ever since. So why do I share that with you? Well, this week in our spiritual discipline study, we're talking about prayer. Now, prayer, some understand to be a solemn request or expression of help to some deity up in the sky. But the Bible defines prayer this way: communing with God through conversation and listening for a response. So, prayer is vital when it comes to a relationship with God. In the same way that when you go and hang out with your friends, if you don't bother experiencing anything with them or talking with them or any of that, how can your friendship grow? Well, God desires the same thing. He desires a relationship with us, a two-way relationship. If we don't bother talking to Him or listening to what He has to say, how can we grow in what He has for us? How can we do that unless we pursue talking and listening for a response? Jesus talks about this importance of seeking in Luke 11 when He says, "I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks will find. And the one who knocks, the door will be opened." Prayer is our only effective communication with God. God desires a relationship with each one of us, but if we don't speak to Him, it won't go anywhere. So take a step of faith this week and ask God to speak to you. Spend time in prayer on your own and listen for His response. In James 5, verse 16, it says, "The prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective." Step out in prayer this week and watch what happens.